Governor DeSantis just signed a controversial bill into law. So what this means for our students inside the classroom.
Plus, another student has died after a bus stop crash. We'll bring you up to speed on the changes to keep students safe while waiting for the school bus since this tragedy.
Another dry and cool start to our day, but rain eventually returns to the forecast. We'll take a closer look at when.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
All right, happy Tuesday to you, everybody. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Ashley Glass. Let's go right to Lauren. Check on that forecast here at 6 a.m. How are we looking on the Tuesday?
It's a nice start out there, Matt and Ashley. We can look at radar right now. You'll notice there's, some green splotches all over the place. This is just a little temperature inversion. There's some fog that's developing a little further inland, so the radar boom is just kind of picking some of that up. We don't have any fog in our area right now, though. It's not a bad start to the day. 51 degrees in Fort Pierce, 53 in Vero, 52 right now in Okeechobee, 63 in Boca and in Delray Beach. More of a northwest wind out there for us this morning, eventually coming in more out of the northeast later today. Hour by hour, skies are going to stay dry and sunny, high pressure and dry air both in place, bringing great conditions. We're going to be about 77 degrees by 11. We warm quickly once the sun does come up for us. Low to mid 80s out there along the coast, closer to the upper 80s for areas that are further inland. We'll talk more about when rain could be returning to the forecast. That's still ahead. Matt, Ashley.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Let's take a look right now on our roads here. On-time traffic. This is in Fort Pierce where we see no problems. Meanwhile, our traffic tracker southbound I-95 in West Palm Beach. No issues there as well. Roads all clear right now.
6:01's the time. This morning, Florida's back in the national spotlight after the governor signed the Parental Rights and Education Bill into law.
So the bill, dubbed by the opponents as the Don't Say Gay bill, has drawn major opposition from LGBTQ plus advocates and students.
This controversial bill limits instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity, kindergarten through third grade, and any similar discussion at all grade levels if considered not age appropriate. Also, parents can sue school districts for violations. Governor says it's all about protecting parents' rights to discuss these topics with their kids.
We've also found cases where school districts and individual schools took it upon themselves to decide it's okay to sexualize the education of very young children. This is inappropriate for kindergartners and first graders and second graders.
Opponents argue the new law is still vague, leaving room for interpretation and warning it's a targeted attack on the LGBTQ plus community.
We have team coverage for you this morning. Sam's at the live desk tracking reactions there.
But we want to go straight to Terry Hornstein first, live at Cross Point Elementary in Boynton Beach. Terry, how will this law impact our kids in the classroom?
Hey, good morning. This law will impact students like the ones here at Cross Point Elementary School, really affecting pre-K through third graders. So we did, though, check with the state's curriculum here in Florida, and really there are no recommendations when it comes to standards about topics such as sexual orientation or gender identity. But the governor of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, says these issues are still being discussed inside our classrooms. And he talked about one specific case right here in Palm Beach County. A mother claims her second grader was in a classroom, and the teacher, she says, read the class a book called Call Me Max, which is about what it means to be transgender. So this new law will stop books with topics like this one from being introduced for pre-K through third grade. But for higher grade levels, the content is supposed to be age appropriate, but this new law does not really clearly define what that means. The head of the Florida Education Association Union says the state really needs to provide some guidance here.
It's not something that teachers are going out there saying, I'm going to teach about someone being gay, or I'm going to teach about transgender. It's not in our curriculum, and it's not something that teachers are doing as a regular, especially in our earlier grades, really all the way through middle school.
So this law does go into effect this summer. We did check in with the Palm Beach County School District, and a district representative said they are going to go through all of their curriculum and make sure all of it aligns with this new law. Matt and Ashley?
All right, Terry, thank you. Our team coverage continues now with Sam at the live
Yeah,
desk.
a lot of reactions pouring in here, Sam.
Yeah, Matt and Ashley, this morning we're hearing from state and local leaders all the way up to those in Washington, D.C., as well as some large corporations, all of which do not support this legislation. Let's start with President Biden. He took to Twitter moments after Governor DeSantis signed the bill into law. He wrote in part, quote, "Every student deserves to feel safe and welcome in the classroom." He went on to say his administration will continue to fight for every student's dignity in Florida and around the country. A similar message also coming from the Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, this morning. He says the governor has, quote, chosen to target some of Florida's most vulnerable students and families by signing this bill. Now, the governor's Democratic challenger, Nikki Fried, is making her position very clear, sharing this tweet saying she stands with our LGBTQ plus students. She wrote, quote, when I'm governor, my top priority will be to make sure you are protected, not attacked. I'm so sorry your government failed you today. Now, Disney is also condemning the bill this morning. You may remember the company received a lot of backlash in recent weeks for its CEO's refusal to speak out publicly against the bill, but they say they are committed to supporting organizations working to strike down this legislation and that it should have never been passed in the first place. Ashley?
All right, Sam, 6:05 now. This morning, we're learning another Royal Palm Beach Community High School student has died following a crash at a bus stop. Deputies say driver somehow lost control, hit 4 students while waiting for the bus on Crestwood Boulevard South last week. Deputies say 15-year-old Chand Wazir died Friday in the hospital, 2 days after another student, 15-year-old Tiana Johnson, died. Right now, 2 other students are still in the hospital. School district has moved the bus stop to an area where the road's not as busy. Deputies have also been seen right near where this crash happened, trying to stop any speeding drivers. They've also installed a sign and a radar speed sign. Right now, charges are still pending against the driver involved in this crash.
Well, 6:05 now this morning, the family of a woman who fell to her death from the Royal Park Bridge is suing the bridge tender and the company she works for. That tender, Artishua Polk, faces a manslaughter charge. Investigators say she failed to check for people and cars on the bridge before she raised it. Now, the family of 79-year-old Carol Wright is calling for better training and safety policies for people who operate the drawbridges. The family's attorney says more oversight is needed, along with better technology.
If you're going to have an 8th grade requirement and you're not going to have training, you're not going to have safety, you're going to pay these people part-time wages and no benefits and very little pay, you're going to get what you pay for.
CBS 12 News has asked for a comment from the bridge company, but they've yet to answer our questions about what, if any, training employees receive.
6:06 is the time, and we're learning new details this morning. The death of a 14-year-old boy who fell to his death from a ride in Orlando. Really sad here. Investigators revealed the maximum weight for the free fall drop tower at Orlando's Icon Park is 286 pounds. Tyree Sampson weighed 320 pounds at the time of his death. The ride operator at Icon Park have yet to respond to questions about the ride's weight limit and if Sampson fit properly in the seat. Authorities are still investigating the teen's death.
Next, peace talks begin to end the invasion of Ukraine. Plus, President Biden not apologizing for comments he made last week about Vladimir Putin. Kara?
And right now, a program is underway helping drivers who may have a suspended license or need to pay outstanding fines get back behind the wheel. Coming up, everything you need to know about Operation Greenlight and exactly how much money this really could save you.
We also have some new video coming in showing this massive pileup in Pennsylvania. We'll show you how this all started and what likely contributed to this mess.